It's and all things NBA related. Today we'll be talking about something that's on every Filipino's mind. Kai Sotto declares for the NBA draft. How will he do? Will he even get drafted? And of course, probably one of the best playoffs we've seen in the past 10 years. We're going to go over Eastern Conference, Western Conference semifinals, and what we think is going to happen for the championship.
What's up, guys? I'm Jules Cruz. You can find me at Jules E. Cruz on Instagram, Twitter, Kumu, everywhere.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Nico Del Rey. You can find me at Nico_Del_Rey at Twitter, Instagram, Kumu.
I'm recording this podcast right now, and my neighbors are having a party. So apologies to anyone if you hear anyone partying, going crazy outside. Shout out to my neighbors doing it up.
Weekly news.
Kai Sotto, pride of the Philippines, played in Australia. He has declared that he's entering the 2022 NBA draft this season. But I think the big question is, one, who is Kai Sotto? Two, will he get drafted?
So Kai Sotto, for the last few years, you'd always hear his name. Filipino baller. Is he going to make the NBA? He's going to make the NBA. First full Filipino in the NBA. And I was always looking at it thinking yeah, dude, this guy is the next thing. He's 7'1". Some people say 7'2". But he was very skilled, and he'd run with a lot of the people you see online, super big on media. See him on the Snapchat stuff, see him on YouTube all the time. And man, I was stoked for him, and I hadn't heard about him in a few years because he's been playing over in the NBL in Australia, and it just the hype died down. So when I heard that he was declaring for the NBA draft, I just had to look up what's his deal. Everyone was commenting stuff like he's not going to get drafted. At best, maybe mid-second round, but I think the last time I heard him being truly mid-second round to the end of second round is maybe a couple years ago. And let's take a look at the numbers he's had recently. So I saw that the Adelaide 36ers, he's putting up 7.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 0.6 assists. So, the numbers don't reflect his skill level. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's just a little too young still, 19. It's also interesting because, he's a 7'2" center who plays like a guard whenever I look at his highlights. I think he's just trying to tap into his quote-unquote prime before it passes him. But the numbers also don't lie. The numbers don't lie. Yeah, 7.5. He's shooting 51% from the field. That's decent, but 60% from the line. There's not really much to herald about. He's getting 15 minutes a game, so even the coaching staff isn't really seeing too much. So what would the NBA possibly... What's the risk versus reward with investing in Kai Sotto?
I don't know. Obviously this draft, as I'm looking at it, you have players like Chet Holmgren, Jalen Duren, and Mark Williams, all these 7-footers, and it looks like he's not going to be maybe in the top 15 to 20 centers available, which is really tough. But the way that the NBA is moving now, people are starting to line up their picks undrafted, the same way that the Lakers did with Austin Reeves. So there's always a chance for him to get picked up later on, maybe thrown on a summer league team. I mean, just might as well test it out with one of their spots. But as far as traditional goes, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how he'll come into his own.
And I kind of see flashes of, where you see Bol do some cool handling, get a little cross between the legs, even some range, some three-pointer. But he's still not getting the same minutes. And he had that same hype too, right? A big who could shoot, right? And who's kind of crafty with it. Yeah. So I think his style won't help him as much as we think it will.
That's true. I think this is what I think too, is I think Kai Sotto, originally people were saying he is more of a Kristaps sort of guy. He can hit the three, but he'll be big. It's tough. I also don't think it's a market thing. I think the NBA, as much as they'd want to expand and expound on those things, it's not a market thing, because I'm just looking up at the most recent Asians that were drafted, and it's not by any race particular, and it's really about stats. So one who isn't doing too well, Yuta Watanabe, when he was 18 in Japan, he was averaging 17 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 1.7 steals. Of course, we know Rui Hachimura grew up in Japan, played for Gonzaga later, but Rui's doing very well. He's averaging
14 points and 6 boards. So I think, you know, how you're like, if the NBA could appreciate him being Filipino, I think the NBA is just going to appreciate stats and what they could do. And as much as I'd want,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, it's tough.
Sotto to
I mean,
do
like,
really
there's
well.
been a bunch of Asian players who make it. Like, we had the first Indian player several years ago. I remember he played for the Mavs. I don't know if you remember him, but he's like 7'3".
Yeah, he was good.
You know, they just added a couple guys in, and so it's like, it's hard to say. I feel like there's been plenty of people in the NBA, or sorry, plenty of people in the PBA who have had the skills to do it, but no one really wanted to take the risk on them. And you know, it's hard to make that evaluation, I think. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're pulling for you, man. We're always pulling for any Filipino to get far, and if someone took a shot with him, there's plenty of chances for him to make it. With the G League blowing up now, and Summer League being like a nationwide event, it feels like there's plenty of opportunities to showcase your skills. So hopefully you get a chance.